because Bond is spending all of his time in the Americas, we don't get, I mean, we only get like the M scene with Moneypenny. They just front load all of the London stuff right off the bat. And you don't even have Q, so that we can just get to America and get the party started. We can start having chase scenes. So
yeah, we don't even go to M's office. He just shows up at James Bond's really nice house, I guess.
It's one of the few times in the series where we see Bond's flat. There's only maybe another, like the first time was in Dr. No, right? And then this time
we went to his office in Secret Service, and then now we're seeing his flat again. And the thing is that the way it just kind of opens, and like I was talking about with the Secret Service episode, is that when you reveal, you can do really clever stuff. Again, like Indiana Jones or any important character, you can do a fun reveal. And like I said, Bond reveals are either significant and really cool and fun, or they're just nothing. And this one is literally just nothing. It's just, here we are. We're just in bed with Bond, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we have all of this exposition. Normally we would go to, normally Bond would walk in and he would go into M's office, and M would just unload, like Basil exposition, just unload all the exposition, and then we'd be off and running. And it's like, how do we switch that up? This little, I'm going to say comical, even though it's not funny, the scene where he's banging an Italian agent, and so M shows up unannounced, and so he has to hide her, but it's like underwhelming. And meanwhile, he's making coffee for him. It's like, the screenwriting concept of the Pope and the Pool. The whole thing is like you have all this exposition, and you try to come up with something fun for the audience to watch while they're absorbing all of this information, because it's literally just a boring info dump, and it's still just a boring info dump. Like, it's not anything fun or special, except for the fact that I just really like this M.
Just down the street. Good God.
Spoiler, he won't be around forever. And he'll go away, but he kind of makes the scene tolerable, right? Because what you have with M and Bond is kind of like a reverse relationship between Bond and Q, where Q is being smart and Bond is being childish. Between Bond and M, what you generally have is Bond being not a smartass, he's being a know-it-all.
Have a little more of this rather disappointing brandy. Well, what's the matter with it?
I'd say it was a 30-year-old fiend indifferently blended, sir. With an overdose of Bombois.
Colonel Smithers is giving the lecture, 007.
Unusually small for an emphalos polychlorus.
I wasn't aware that your expertise included Lepidoptera.
It's an unusually fine Solera. 51, I believe.
There is no year for sherry, 007.
I was referring to the original vintage on which the sherry is based, sir. 1851. Unmistakable.
Precisely. Good God.
You see, by pulling out this button, sir, it turns the watch into a hyper-intensified magnetic field. Powerful enough to even deflect the path of a bullet.
I feel very tempted to test that theory right now.
And M's like, what don't you know? Like M is constantly like, oh, you know that too, and you're an expert in this.
He's the connoisseur of all this stuff, whether it's wine, champagne,
sake, coffee, whiskey.
Is that all it does?